Jordan Henderson again. We're in danger, and I say it like it's an issue, Tom, of having like the Jordan Henderson appreciation section of the show every week.
Yeah.
Just absolutely brilliant. Again, he was really good in his box-to-box role that he really fought for, and funnily enough, he gets the chance against Southampton off the bench last season away. He's been really good, and he's gone up a level, and then he's gone back to the 6, and he's been even better. And Liverpool have been even better. And then you kind of think, well, what happens now? Are we going to see ultimately that, yeah, maybe he is better in there, or is that the best of Jordan? He just gets to play further up the field, and he's back to he's scoring goals, he's making goals, just unreal.
Yeah, I always loved that triangle of players with him, Trent and Mo Salah, and him making the runs and beyond and creating space for Salah, and then Trent to come in and be able to have then the space because he's got Salah and Hendo taking men to whip balls into the back stick for your Bobby or your Mane, and he does that role so well, that 8 role, because he can get back. He's got the willingness to get back. You talk about midfielders, you want to get back. Something like Coutinho didn't have, or what have you at the time. And he's just like, no, I'll get back, and then he'll shout at whoever, but you're making me get back, but I'll do it anyway. It's fine. and then he's just like he's on his horse, and he's going forward again and linking up play. I know I'm using some match phrases. I don't know.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian the horse.
There you go. But he's got a little bit of skill now. You know what I mean? He's got a bit of like verve about himself. He's like, oh, I could just flick it through this guy's legs because I know I'm that good now. I've got the belief of all these people singing my name every game.
I noticed it about him in the West Ham game where there's a moment, and it was a throwaway moment in the first 5 minutes of the match when the ball gets played to him in the middle of the park, and the obvious thing to do is just play it square back to where it comes from, and that's the Jordan Henderson pass. But it's covered by a West Ham player, and instead he just holds for half a second, and the play moves on another step, and then it's like a little body wave, and then he plays the pass, and it's on. And that's what you mean about that. I think about the Henderson verve. He's a man who feels like he's got complete control over all of his faculties.
Yeah.
He's
and the horse.
And the horse, and his animals, and his stable, and all the people around him as well. And that's what we talk about, these like captain's performances, because not only does he know his own role inside and out, he knows everyone else's roles inside and out. And again, he gets his goal because he basically closes down their goalkeeper. And yet there's also a goal we score where he's on the edge of our box, playing tight giving goes. He's absolutely unreal.
He's in danger of being the player of the year in the whole Premier League, and the fact that people are talking about it suggests that that's the way that it goes, and voting will end pretty soon. And listen, I love Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's an outstanding footballer, but he's not done it like Jordan Henderson has this season. You know, another goal and assist yesterday. He's not only whipping the horse, he's whipping the entire fucking team. Yeah. They're all, trotting down the pitch whenever he says, and that's it. Like, and we're not going to win it by a nose. We're going to win it by a fucking length or 2, or 22, or whatever you want, mate. You know what I mean? And we'll just continue with this because he's brilliant.
The encouraging thing about it is that match today we're talking about it, and like Gary Lineker said, he'd be my player of the season. Alan Shearer agrees, Ian Wright agrees, and Judge, these are the things sometimes where we spend a lot of our time saying, I don't really care about the analysis of certain footballers and what have you, but there is something to things creeping into the way people talk about football. Absolutely. Yeah. It's the reason like Virgil van Dijk was up for the awards, because mostly people are just being told that he's brilliant.
But I think that's the thing. One, it's Liverpool fans being like, these are good, we're telling you these are good, and people go, no, like you're just saying that. And then people start watching, and people start and go, oh, they were right, like, yeah, he is good. So I think if you would have said 2-3 years ago, Jordan Henderson's going to be the best Premier League player, I think people would have laughed.
Well, I think he was the cover star for FIFA because we voted him to be the cover star of FIFA, and people laughed their heads off at Jordan Henderson being in that
even when
role.
He was made captain, people laughed because it was like, why? Like, you've got so many other players there who seemingly seem a bit more like in a leadership role. Why are you making Jordan Henderson? I think this season he has shown, because we've always, as long as Gerrard's gone, we've always kind of missed that of like, that...
Well, it's more that I think people have been waiting for the inevitable, and the inevitable is a better footballer coming in and taking Jordan Henderson's place in the side.
Yeah.
And I think finally, and again, it comes with the recognition, is that people can finally go, well, who's better than Jordan Henderson?
Exactly.
Where are they? What do they do?
Yeah.
What are they doing that Jordan Henderson isn't?
Even De Bruyne, great footballer, but then I compare them and I think, well, the 2-3 things that he's better than Jordan Henderson at, I'd rather have Hendo being able to track back and get back and be a box-to-box and also be a captain on the pitch than, okay, you can keep De Bruyne. And again, we have said that last season, the season before, probably not. So like, it's just testament to like the staff and the team around him that he's grown.
Yeah. He can do everything, can't he? I mean, he can jockey players. He can, if there's an obstacle in front of him, he's going to jump over it. He'll saddle the entire team if you need him to.
He's been quiet.
He's just looking classic.
All these heartbreaking. You've done a very good job, to be fair, of my one throwaway jumping on his horse, lads. My word. No, the best thing for me is I put it on Twitter as well. Do you remember when he skied a shot and everyone laughed and sang his song? Do you remember that? And we were all like, why are you shooting from there, Jordan? Come on. And then he kind of like gave a clap or whatever to the crowd and was like, oh, it was a good little bit of banter. His song doesn't get sang in terms of a joke anymore. It always gets sang because he's put his effort in, because we appreciate it. What game was it when he got took off and he was walking around the side of the pitch? Was it West Ham maybe? I don't think it was West Ham, but he was walking around the side and everyone gave it to him and he was like, yeah. Because he knows now, it's appreciation that he deserves.
For months and months now, and it's funny because I still seen in comments people saying, Jordan Henderson needs a song. It's like, Jordan Henderson's got a song. He's actually got two, but he's got one that gets sung every game. It's just that it gets sung at the end of football matches. Like the cops sing his chant because he's always the last one to leave the pitch. He gets his name sung every single week by the cop, by the hardcore, by the people who were there at the in the final whistle, and they make sure he gets his recognition. But I thought it was telling that it was sung in the first half of this game. It was actually very, very early on. Is involved in the good stuff and gets his name sung, and that's because anyone who's being a minge bag about Jordan Henderson and about who's got the complaints are just they're either converted or they're just not so stupid.
Well, they'll just wait. They'll wait because that's what happens. I just remember Lucas when everyone liked him, and then he had a bad game, and I told you 7 years ago.
I think the good thing is that I don't think he'll ever be in a situation where they'll be waiting a very long time. Don't hold your breath, is what I'll say, because I don't think Jordan Henderson's ever not going to be. I think, look, he'll reach a point where his body will stop, you just get older, you do, you won't be able to necessarily be as all action or whatever, but he is about to be written into Liverpool history. In a week where we've put a Paisley statue up outside, that's not where Jordan Henderson is, but we recognise our pantheon of heroes down the years.
I think as well when it shows when he scored, and people are genuinely buzzed, not just that Liverpool have scored, but that he's scored and he's got that, and like it was the same every time that Jordan Henderson scored. It's like, well, like, you deserve that, lad. If anyone deserves it, you deserve that goal.
I love the fact that the celebrations in the Southampton game is the way Bobby Firmino actually reacts to him. Because there's the one where Firmino sets up for him and he obviously stands there and Henderson comes over and basically head kisses him. And it's great. It's a wonderful little moment of masculine sexuality, like, you know what I mean? It's but they do that, but Bobby's just buzzing. He's buzzing to be involved, and there's a bit later on as well because Henderson's the pass before the pass for Salah's, one of Salah's goals. I think it's Salah's first goal, and Firmino's looking. He's looking to get. He just wants to make eye contact with Hendo to give him some love, to have a laugh with him, have a laugh and smile with him. They love him. You can see how much he means to this side. Do we think he should be player of the year?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean. It's
more so than Sadio Mane.
Yeah, I mean, Sadio Mane was holding us back. Look at what we've done without him.
But
just for the comments. That is a joke.
The thing is, though, we're not too far removed from I was having conversation and asking, and it's one for right now. If you want to answer, is Jordan Henderson world class? Is Jordan Henderson a world class player?
World class.
Well, that's what I mean. And I think it was like 3 weeks ago we were having this conversation, and everyone's still half on the fence, and he's kind of brought it back. He plays everywhere in this midfield and blah blah blah.
It's the consistency though as well.
Yeah.
Like it was like Xavi when Xavi was at Barcelona, completely different styles of players, but Xavi would be on the pitch and he would be consistently good.
Yeah.
He would be the captain, he would be managing everything. Everything just seemed a little more settled when he was on the pitch. And Jordan Henderson does exactly the same.
Yeah.
He's consistently good.
He's back to having his fingerprints all over everything good that Liverpool do, and that's the thing. And I said what he was lacking was, and I said this a week ago, he needed a goal. And now he's gone and got a couple. He's added a couple of goals recently. He needs match of the day moments. You need to be able, when you watch the highlights, because you're casual fan, and they make up the vast majority of fans of every football club, because your hardcore are hardcore for a reason. They need to be able to see those things, and they need the mainstream media to be bought into it, because whether we all believe it or not, it has an impact. Just look at politics. You know, people need to be told what is good, so they don't have to bother with the analysis themselves. And he's finally crossed into that, because he's not just, the biggest thing about Jordan Henderson is the rest of the team. Is he, because like Gerrard would carry Liverpool teams almost individually to things, and then it was like, does Jordan Henderson need the team around him? Jordan Henderson is in a very, 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 in the best team the Premier League's ever seen. Jordan Henderson is also carrying this team through games. Like, he's driving it, he's winning balls back.
We'd miss him if he wasn't in there, and that shows how important he is. Yeah. Like, yeah, he is brilliant because of the team around him, but the team around him is brilliant because he's in it.
It's functioning the way it functions because of the brilliance of Jordan
Henderson. And you know from where he was, you know what I mean, he'd be kind of like that horse in the Grand National that had no rider, and he'd be all over the place, wouldn't he? And now he knows the system so fucking well that come the end of the season, I know he's only got little legs, but he's going to be lifting that Gold Cup.
It's like tag roll.
No horse racing fans in here? Gold Cup?
No.
Oh, that was a fucking doozy.
Someone in the comments
Come on, mate. Come on, that was a fucking doozy.
They will have been in raucous laughter, like, oh, no
way! The Gold Cup!
He's brought
horse racing jokes, what a guy!
Chris, I think you're flogging a dead horse at this point.
Weird.
But right, yeah, no, I do. I think Jordan Henderson, inevitably, he's gonna have to keep it up. And I think Liverpool, the whole side, needs to keep it up. But it's not. This season isn't done yet. It's not. It's going to be defined by how the season ends ultimately, and he will be remembered in years to come. I think, because obviously the trophy lifts become iconic. All those images, the Gerrard trophy lift. You know, your Emlyn Hughes, Phil Thompson's, Phil Neal's, all this kind of stuff. They're just part of history. You can never take that away from him. He's in danger of being the captain of the best Liverpool side there's ever been, and being in the clutch of the best players in that team as well. So yeah, for me, I think he deserves it. But